This data visualization of Gallup's 2025 workplace study reveals a bizarre contradiction. Exclusively remote workers report the highest levels of engagement, sitting at 31%, yet simultaneously, they report the highest daily stress at 45% and the highest intent to leave their jobs, reaching 57%. This paradox exists against a backdrop of a global engagement crisis. Overall employee engagement fell to 21% in 2024, a decline that cost the world economy an estimated $438 billion in lost productivity. The burden is particularly heavy on managers, whose engagement saw the sharpest drop. This is especially true for managers under 35, who are catching the pressure from both executive expectations and employee demands. These failures stem from a hidden friction in the operating system of the modern workplace, rather than the specific tasks performed or the location of the office. The invisible architectural flaws in how roles are defined and managed create a friction far more corrosive than a heavy workload. The first diagnostic is role ambiguity. It's the stress of playing a high-stakes game without knowing your duties or how your performance will be assessed. Psychologists analyze this through the job demands resources model. In this framework, role ambiguity is classified as a hindrance stressor, a demand that actively blocks personal growth and prevents you from reaching your goals. This path model shows the mechanical toll. As role ambiguity increases, work engagement drops. Employees waste energy deciphering duties instead of performing them. That decline leads directly to emotional exhaustion, a state of being completely drained of physical and emotional energy. Role ambiguity acts as a psychological energy leak, exhausting even the most committed professionals long before a project hits its deadline. The second diagnostic is role conflict. This occurs when an individual is given simultaneous requirements that are mutually exclusive. Healthcare professionals live this every day. They are pressured to provide unhurried, compassionate care, while simultaneously meeting rigid administrative quotas designed for maximum financial throughput. This role stress forces workers to prioritize one core value at the expense of another. The result is systemic tension, lower productivity, and occasionally unethical behavior used to bridge the gap between impossible goals. Role conflict is a structural trap. Succeeding at one part of the job automatically requires failing at another. There is also role strain, defined by sociologist William J. Good. This is the stress from incompatible demands built into a single status. Unlike conflict between two roles, strain happens within one. A modern manager occupies a single status, but faces the strain of balancing executive mandates with the personal support needs of their team. When employees hit their structural breaking point, they resort to role distancing. They mentally separate their true selves from their work to survive the stress, performing with a visible lack of commitment. Others fall into ritualism. They follow rules obsessively to avoid the anxiety of decision-making, even when those rules no longer serve the company's mission. Without structural intervention, the final stage is role exit, the total abandonment of the identity through quitting or burnout. Friction is inevitable in complex organizations. The goal is to build systems that manage it effectively rather than trying to eliminate it entirely. The primary fix is a RACI matrix. This defines exactly who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for every decision. It provides the clarity needed to stop roles from overlapping or tasks from disappearing. Organizations should move towards structured communication systems. By using clear rhythms, designated channels, and team liaisons, information travels predictably without requiring endless, unproductive meetings. When disputes become entrenched, leadership must utilize neutral mediators. A third party can resolve the root causes of friction before they spiral into systemic dysfunction. Clarity is a competitive advantage. Documenting agreements and monitoring progress creates the framework for operational excellence. Success in this environment requires managers to shift from task oversight to coaching, focusing on meaningful performance conversations and human connection. This data shows how we survive that exhaustion. While stress is inevitable, professional commitment acts as a protective resource. Workers who feel a deep involvement in their profession can maintain job satisfaction even when they are emotionally depleted. Fostering that commitment requires a clear company vision. Employees thrive when they understand how their role contributes to the success of the overall system. Conflict is not the enemy of the modern office. Mismanagement is. By intentionally designing clear roles, organizations can build a highly resilient, innovative workforce that thrives under immense structural pressure.